Welcome, this is Jake with Genesis Rage. In this video we're going to be going over how to connect to a SmartFox server using Unity. Here we have an empty Unity project where I've created a couple folders just for the sake of keeping things organized. The first thing we need to do though is we need to be able to access the client-side API, so we'll need to import that. I'm going to put that in the plugins folder. Just right click, import a new asset, and you need to navigate to your SmartFox installation folder, which I have right here, and it's going to be in the release candidate 3 file, client API, C# Unity, and you want to grab this smartfox2.dll and import that. Once that's imported, we can create a new C# script. I'm going to throw that in this network folder I created here. So new C# script, and we'll name this sfs2x_connect. And then open that up into Mono Development. For this video, we'll just need to add two using statements up here. The first one being using sfs2x, and the next one will be using sfs2x.core. Then we'll create a couple public variables up here just to make things easier to edit in the inspector later on. First, we're going to want to make a public string for the server IP. And we're running this locally, so we're going to originally set this at 127.0.0.1, and another public of type integer, and this will be the server port. And by default, SmartFox listens on 9933. Now we will set the SmartFox object of type SmartFox. We'll name that SFS. Then we'll come down into our start method here, and we'll add in SFS equals new SmartFox. And now that we have the object, we need to make the client-side API compatible with the way Unity handles threading. So we're going to come down here, add an SFS thread safe mode equals true. And what this does here is it tells SmartFox to hold on to the events until we ask for them. So now that it's holding on to them, we need to ask for them. We're going to ask for it every update, so every frame, and that's just sfs.process events. Now with that in place, we're actually ready to create the connection. So come in here, it's real easy, sfs.connect, not config, connect. And there's a couple overloads for this one. The one we will be using takes in a string and an integer for the host and the port, which we already set above, of server IP and server port. Now that we connected, we want to safely disconnect just so we don't keep open connections on the server. So we're going to come into here and add in a void on application quit. This is actually provided to us by the mono behavior class here that we're inheriting. So this will automatically be run if the editor closes down the web app or whatever you're running it in. And we're going to ask here if sfs is connected, sfs disconnect. And that will safely disconnect and close any open connections. Now this is all we need to connect, but there's no way for us to actually see in the editor if anything actually happened. So we're going to come right above our update method, and we're going to create a new one here. And we're going to name that void on connection. And we're going to be using a SmartFox event here, and all SmartFox events take in a base event. I'll just call that E for the time being. And for this connection event, we're going to check a value that it sends back. And we do need to typecast it into a Boolean because it actually sends it back as a string, so we just need to run it through here. And we're going to grab params, which every event type has its own set of parameters and names. But the one that connection sends us is called success. So we'll check that. And if it is success, we're going to log out to the debug, not decimal, debug .log. We're going to send out successfully connected. Else, if it wasn't successful, again we'll log out to the debug log and we'll say connection failed. Now that we have the connection method, we need to add it to the listener, so we'll come up into the start method right after we create the object, and that's sfs.add event listener, and this is going to take in a type of sfs event, and we're doing the connection, and we're going to run on connection when that event happens. So now we'll go ahead and save this out, come back into our Unity project, and we'll drag that up onto our main camera. And you can see over here we have the server IP and port, so we can change it right here. We're going to go ahead and hit play, give it a little bit, and connection failed. And this is actually expected because I don't have the SmartFox server running yet. So we'll start that up, give it a little bit of time to boot up and load all the configuration files. And it started. Come back into Unity, we'll hit play again, and now we've successfully connected. So that will wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.